just realized how fun it is to be usually I get interviewed by journalists. Now I'm getting to interview a journalist. It's so fun. And you're so good. So the last question is really about the scaling and the spread of what you're doing, and just curious about what you think your secrets of that success are. And from a philanthropy perspective, I think that some of the best things are ones where you can fund it and support it in a community that you know well, in our case, Chicago, and in our case, your idea. But because they're such attractive ideas, they haven't happened elsewhere, they actually can be replicable. They're not always replicable, but they can be replicable. It turns out yours is. I'd be curious, what is it, do you think, about whether it's documenters or other things that you're doing that have really broad appeal? And just to be clear, it would be fine if what you're doing was just succeeding in Chicago. That would be itself a moral good, but all the better, right? If you've cracked open some kind of an unlock code here that is helpful to other communities. So just curious what you think is the secret to the success of documenters and other things spreading outside Chicago.
First off, thanks for saying that. It's easy to lose perspective sometimes when you're just like in the work, and it's helpful to just remember, like, yes, we are having impact. This matters. It's working, and I think people are engaged. I think of two things. I think one, this may be aspirational, but I think I really do believe it. I think it's because we practice what we preach. And I'll talk more about that in a second, but I think that the second thing is that I think, and this maybe is the bigger one, I think people sense a paradigm shift in this country and beyond. Even talking to folks, journalists around the world who see documentaries and see other things happening here and say, like, wow, that would really work in Brazil. That would really work X, Y, and Z. I think a lot of us feel a paradigm shift, and we want to be a part of that. I know that I do. That excites me. So I think building these new models is a way to be a part of making the world we want to see. So in terms of, I think, how we try to write what we preach, for example, we don't just manage and lead the Documenters Network, which itself is made up of 9 organizations that lead documentary sites in their area. We also run one in Chicago, right? The one that started it all. Actually, that really just to give a sense of how our theory of practice is informed by our work on the ground and vice versa. They're inseparable. We are in the trenches with our partners doing direct service, last mile journalism. As a friend of mine said recently, was like, that's a brilliant way of putting it, last mile journalism. And we also give and get support from our peers and allies in the space. So I think that's a big part of it. We do the work that we talk about replicating and sharing with folks around the country and the world. I think City Bureau is reimagining what journalism can look like at the local level, and that people are really hungry for that. They have big ideas. They want to tackle big problems in their community. And I think we are building local models along with other friends in this space that allow for more people to be involved in answering the big questions of our time. And that's why I think this is so exciting. And that's why I love seeing documenters and other of these like local innovations in media spreading far and wide, and really excited to see the next phase of this work.